Which one's this?
Mommy.
Mommy car. Which one's this?
Mommy.
Yeah, that's right.
I've had serious, long conversations contemplating whether they're going to try and kill me.
The Matrix has attacked me.
3, 2, 1.
I am fully aware that not everybody is going to agree with what I say. I don't think there's a person on the planet you can find who has a 100% approval rate. There's always going to be somebody who disagrees with what you say. If I said the Earth was round, there would be a contingent of individuals on the planet who disagree with me. I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. I have no problem with being seen as controversial for some of the things I've said. However, I do have two significant problems I would like to address. The first is I do not like absolute and utter lies being told about me. I do not like having long-form video of me cut up, elements taken out of context, the tonality of the joke removed, and purporting an image of me that's not true. That's something I do not like. I do not like false accusations of criminal activity. That's another thing that I really do not like. I am totally aware that not everybody is going to like me. I have no problems with that. I think anyone who decides to get big on the internet needs to be very, very prepared for a contingent of people to not be happy with what they say.
If you take a man and give him a life shielded from problems and he never has any to face, I guarantee you he's terrible at being a man. The best men in the world have gone through shit. That's why women love scars. Because it didn't kill you. That's the whole point of it, right? So the best thing you can do as a man is look and go, okay, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard. I feel negative because these are all so difficult. I'm struggling with X, Y, Z. Let me internalize all of that and turn it into a superpower. Let me become genuinely uncomfortable with my situation in life and go and fix things. Because like I said, the universe is absolutely and utterly very giving. And if you truly hated being in the position you were in, you wouldn't be there very long. Yeah. Every time I feel stressed or under pressure, I get excited. I hate to not be stressed. I wake up and I'm like, everything's good. Yes. Like, that's just how I am, right? It's how you look at the problems and how you use them to fuel you. So the question was, what's the problem for the average man today? What's the biggest problem? I think there's a whole host of problems. But what you have to do is frame it inside of your mind and understand that all of those problems are going to allow you, give you the fuel and the unlimited motivation that you need to become a successful and beautiful individual if you frame it in the right way. The biggest problem that men face isn't the problems themselves. It's just a way they've been taught to mentally frame issues. People think when bad things happen to them that somehow they're a victim to the universe and bad things only happen to me and this is so terrible. They don't understand that bad things happen to everybody, and the most successful person you know had all those, maybe even worse, at least the same bad things happened to them. They just framed it differently and used it. That's the difference. So
No, I'm innocent.
I don't pray for an easy life. I pray for a life of difficulty that allows me to become a better and better person. I pray to become more competent to handle problems. I pray to put myself in a position where if the mass media machine attempts its very best to destroy my life, I can laugh and smile from my villa in Dubai. This is who I pray to become. I don't pray that nobody hurts me. I pray to be able to fight. So it's just a different mentality. I think a lot of people build their mindsets around trying to feel good. People who want to ignore the idea of personal responsibility or self-accountability because they feel better if they pretend it's not a real thing. They feel better if they pretend everything's someone else's fault. A lot of people's mental model and how they view the world is based around them feeling as good as possible. So people are basing their mindsets around trying to feel good. I have always tried to base my mindset around absolute competence regardless of how I feel. And there are certainly disadvantages to that. There are times you're going to be a lot more pessimistic, or you're going to be a lot more stressed, or a lot more, pissed off about certain things than others. Yeah, that can be seen as a downside. But like I said, I use all of those things for unlimited motivation to propel my endless upward trajectory. But if you construct a mindset that allows you to be as competent as possible, as opposed to feel any different or feel better, then you're going to naturally come to the conclusions I've come to. You're as competent as possible if you believe you can affect absolutely everything about your life. You're as competent as possible if you believe absolutely everything that's happened to you, whether good or bad, is completely your fault.
Gentlemen, ask the police what evidence there is against me. They have nothing. Ask the police what evidence they have against me.
Yeah, the Matrix is trying to frame me, but God knows the truth. There's no evidence in my file because I've done nothing wrong. Everybody knows I'm innocent. It's okay. Everyone knows I'm innocent. Boxing yourself. Everybody knows I'm innocent.
You're as competent as possible if you believe the bad things that happen to you are going to allow you to work harder and become even better. When bad things happen to me, the first thing out of my mouth is good. Good. Andrew, they took $10 million out the bank because they canceled you. Good. Good. That's just my response. Good. Andrew, this happened. Good. Good. Now I'm really pissed. Good. This mindset I've constructed allows me to be as fearsome a competitor as possible. It allows me to be a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor, and that's the point of a mindset. Why would you have a mental model or a mentality that made you anything less? In the ultra competitive world that we've just discussing that everybody wants the things you have, why would you absorb information or construct a mental model that doesn't allow you to be as competitive as possible? I am a feared competitor in anything I do. Anyone who's up against me at anything is going to feel a degree of nervousness just because it's me. It doesn't matter what it is. If you say, look, you're going to go learn how to play piano, and you're going to play against someone else who's never played piano, and you're going to learn, and that guy's Andrew Tate. You're going to be like, oh, for fuck's sake. I can't even play piano. But part of them is going to be like, oh, not Tate. Even though I have no piano experience, because they just know me. They know my mindset. They know my determination. They know I'm stubborn. They know I don't quit. They know I'm going to win. That's just who I am. So I've constructed a mental model that allows me to be competent and to always succeed. And that's how I've come to the conclusions I've come to. And I truly, once again, don't understand how people go through the world with any other mental model. I get asked all the time, but what do you feel? Or what about happiness or depression? That doesn't even, how I feel doesn't cross my mind. I don't know how else to explain it. There are days where I'm pissed off or sad or happy. It doesn't cross my mind. It's just like, I woke up, whatever mood I happen to be in, I have things I need to do. It's a busy day. Zuby's here soon. I need to go training before he gets here. I had a meeting with the bank at 7:15 a.m. I have shit to do. I didn't cross my mind if I was happy, sad, excited. I just had to work. Yeah. So I think my mental model, to a degree, I'm certainly not a person who doesn't feel emotions, because we're all human. I certainly do. But I've never prioritized them in any regard. I haven't built a mental model that I haven't put them in the middle of my mental model and then affected my actions based on how I feel for each one. It's absolutely and completely the opposite. I would love to do a podcast on a day where I'm particularly sad and a podcast on a day where I'm particularly happy. And I guarantee you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So that's what allows me to be competitive, right? Because if you're competitive, if you want to be the most competitive predator on the planet, you have to be able to hunt in the day and the night. You have to be able to do both. You have to be able to perform when you're happy and sad. You can't only be able to perform when you're happy. You can't only go to the gym when you're motivated. You can't only be a competent person when your life's going well, because when your life's not going well, you're no longer competent. Then you're going to lose to people like me. And it's player versus player. If you're the kind of person who can only do well when you're happy and you're competing against someone like me who can do well all the time, guess what? You lose. So my mental model, the answer is most of my opinions are just based around constructing a mental model that allows me to be brutally competitive. It's why I say depression isn't real. I've argued this point endlessly, and I try and explain to people, but they're not smart enough to understand that I don't care if I'm wrong. I don't care. I get it. I am more competitive as an individual if I don't believe I can become depressed. So I don't give a fuck if I'm right or wrong, because no matter what bad happens to me in my life, even if, heaven forbid, the worst things on earth that could happen to me, I could never become clinically depressed, because I would never self-diagnose myself as clinically depressed, because I don't believe in it. Yeah. I believe that I am currently sad, but I have work to do, and eventually I will feel better. I will never get to a point of absolute desperation and kill myself, because I'm never gonna get to a point of hopelessness, because I don't believe in the idea of hopelessness. You cannot try and make me adopt thinking that will reduce my competitiveness as an individual. So I don't give a fuck if I'm wrong. I don't believe in it. That's it. End of story. So I don't believe in things that take power away from me. I don't believe in things that make me less competitive, and I don't adopt mental models that make me less competitive. Every single mental model I have are the most efficient ones I could find. They're the mental model I found that if I adopt, I become a more fearsome predator. That's it. So this is how I've come to all of my conclusions as an individual.
Forget whether you agree or disagree with their views. Forget about it all. And now try and see it from a different perspective. Imagine if that was you. Imagine or it was your son, your brother, your father, or your close friend, whoever. Imagine if that was not them in this situation. How outraged would you be if this happened to them? How outraged would you be if your son got taken to jail while they have no evidence against him, and he got now 2 months to be sitting in a jail? Because that's what's happening right now. They've been sitting there for 30 days in a jail with no evidence, and they extended it for another 30 days. So imagine how outraged and mad would you be if this happened to your son or your brother. They're keeping him in there with no evidence, and they're just extending the date of the trial of the court because they have no evidence, and this is just a massive violation against human rights. Imagine how mad and how outraged would you and your friend and your entire family be if to see this injustice? Now, forget about the fact that it's Andrew and Tristan Tate. Imagine if there was a different perspective. How outraged and mad would you be? Now, I don't understand, just because they're so controversial, how people cannot see from that, past that point, that they're controversial, how this is so unfair and is clearly a violation against human rights in the European Union. I don't understand how people are now mad and don't see this and are now outraged themselves. If this happens to them, I am worried this can happen to anyone at this point.
I'm not a victim, even though the prosecution is telling me I am. I've told them this over and over again, but they won't change it. The election for the new leader of the court has been announced as well, and they are using Andrew and Tristan just to make headlines. The prosecution has no evidence to support their claims, and they will find no evidence, as there is no truth to this allegation. They are just holding innocent people in jail for nothing. Innocent people. I need you all to wake up and see what's going on around you, because this is not funny. This is no joke.
As you all know, my friend Andrew has been placed in jail. He's been in jail for about 2 months without a trial. There has not been any evidence against him, and he might be facing up to 300 days without a trial, which is pretty much unheard of in any country. I just don't understand how you can lock someone in jail for 300 days without any evidence of claims made. Imagine what happened to your brother or your sister or your daughter, where someone's just gone, oh hey, this person did that. We don't have evidence against it, but we'll chuck them in jail. That's basically what's happened. I would really like to push a movement, if we can, for the Romanian authorities to either provide evidence or to release their Tate brothers. This is the only humane options. You can't do this to a human. Keep them locked up without even a trial. So please use your platforms. I want more public pressure on the Romanian authorities to do what's right. Forget what ideology you have about the Tate brothers. At the end of the day, we're all still human and we all deserve basic human rights.
The Rock, if you're watching, I hope you heard that and didn't remember Andrew's name, but I think you must have. Hey, I heard this quote the other day, but I'm not sure where from. Then he directly quoted you. Come on, Rock, man. Come on, Dwayne.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Here, the Rock used my quote. Here.
I heard this quote the other day that I want to share with you guys. Now, I'm paraphrasing here, but it goes like this. The person who goes to the gym every single day, regardless of how they feel, will always beat the person who goes to the gym when they feel like going to the gym.
The man who goes to the gym every single day, regardless of how he feels, will always beat the man who goes to the gym when he feels like going to the gym.
That neither of them has. There were also additional factors mentioned, one of which is the fact that Tristan has a new 3-week-old baby.
To think for themselves. So Andrew has to go. And they attempted to cancel me. They have failed. Now I have to make sure they don't try and suicide me. That's the next goal. Well, because what happens if you don't shut up, eventually that's what comes next. So for everyone watching at home, I would never kill myself. But yeah.
It appears the insanity of the ruling elite is exposed worldwide now. They will kill you. Keep your mouths shut. Behave as sheep. I've had serious, long conversations contemplating whether they're going to try and kill me. I would like to think they're not. All I'm trying to do is teach men to be strong. If they decide to kill me on a long enough time frame, they're going to be successful. But I can't. I don't want to live in fear. Because what did I say in the earlier tenet? If I become a coward, I will live in fear and it breeds inaction. I won't be sitting here telling the truth. I want the world to know that I'd absolutely never, ever kill myself under any circumstances ever, no matter what they say. I did not kill myself, ever. But that's what they want. They want you to behave as a sheep.
Every single organization on the face of the planet is corrupt. This is why I say to people, I say, listen, I would never ever kill myself. I truly believe they're going to come and they're going to try and kill me on a long enough time frame because they tried to shut me up and I won't shut up. They're going to try and put me in jail. They're going to kill me and I would never kill myself under any circumstances ever. And the reason I say this, and I say this to people, they go, but what can they put you in jail for? And I'm like, how ignorant are you to believe they need a reason? You believe I can get a lawyer and prove myself innocent? That's not how it works. They can't put you in jail if you're innocent. Yes, they fucking can. They can and they do and they fucking will.
They've already given me quite a few warnings. And I'm now at the point where I actually truly believe they're going to try and kill me.
So you've had messages from people trying to control you who you think would kill you?
I understand that you get 3 strikes in this game. Strike 1 is they try and shut you up and discredit you, which I've just been through. Strike 2 is they try and put you in jail for no reason, and strike 3 is they kill you. And one of my strikes is now gone, and I now firmly believe that they're going to try and kill me because they want me to be quiet and I'm not being quiet. And I have huge amounts of influence, which is what they're scared of. They dislike me not just because of what I say, because everybody knows what I say is true, but because of the huge amount of influence I have over the one demographic they're most fearful of, the young military-age males. I always felt a bit embarrassed to tell people about the charity I do, because when I do charity, I think it should be from the heart, not for likes. But I understand now that all of the media is saying I'm a bad guy, and I'm not even telling the world all the good I do, because I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think you should just give from the goodness of your heart, not for attention. For people to be saying I'm a bad person when I run a shelter for dogs in Romania because of the stray dog problem. The fact that I just recently rebuilt an entire orphanage because there's an orphanage problem in Romania. I find it very hypocritical when these hate mobs come and say I'm a bad person when I'm the one who's out here spending his money and time trying to help the world. And all they're doing is telling their followers to insult me on my Instagram page. Which one of those two things has a genuinely positive effect on humanity?
I put a post up saying I'm going to donate $1 for every like to a charity which supports women against domestic violence, and also a charity that helps men with mental health issues, because there's no point in trying to support one against the other. We're all people. And I pledged 1.2 million American dollars, and that didn't get a single publication. They ignored it completely. And at the same time, they're saying I hate women when I'm the one who's given away $600,000. And that post was live, and I was going to put the receipt up tomorrow morning.
I had a man message me, a man emailed me saying that he was going to kill himself. His email was so short that I believed him. Subject was, I'm going to kill myself. And the thing is, I know you won't reply. I'm going to kill myself. I don't know what to do. That was the email. And I sat there and said, listen, my friend, I get a lot of emails. I don't know how serious you are. I want you to make me a promise. I'm going to guess that you're not in the best physical condition you could be in. I want you to make me a promise that you're going to get six-pack first and send me a picture of you with a six-pack. If you still feel like killing yourself after that, I don't know you. I can't tell you what to do. But I want you to get a six-pack first. Start training. By the time he started sending me physique updates of him in a better condition, he started sending me huge emails of apology and thank you, saying you saved my life. I can't believe I was thinking of killing myself. You can't believe he changed.
Hey, Mr. Tate, is it still okay / necessary for men to pursue an industrial job? I'm currently in college for industrial electrician.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the job. Firstly, there's a lot of ways to make money. There's a whole bunch of people in the trades who are making a whole bunch of money. You're doing real shit, and real shit matters. It's easy for a bunch of internet kids to sit here and go, oh, e-com. Yeah, e-com. Guess what? People need to be electricians, dickhead. Because if everyone was doing e-com, the whole fucking world would collapse. So doing something really important. When I say escape the matrix, I'm obviously be perspicacious, keep your eyes open. Do not accept the slave programming. Do your very, very best at your job. Try and make as much money as possible. Try and progress within your career. If you are dedicating yourself to something, then I'm absolutely not proud of you as an individual. If you're trying your very, very best in school so you can try your very, very best in your job, then good. I don't give a fuck what it is. The only way I'm going to say it's a bad thing is if you're not trying your best. And if you're the best at absolutely anything on the planet, you're going to be successful. And women are the most powerful force on the planet. You can ask billionaires whether they're having a good day or a bad day. And a lot of that will come down to not just the business, but a lot of it will come down to their relationship with their woman at the time, whether they've argued with their wife or not. They have massive impact on a man's life. And making sure you're around quality women who genuinely support you, genuinely love you, and genuinely care for you is extremely important. I think I've spoken about this before. I said it's a man's job to financially and physically protect a woman, but it's a woman's job to spiritually protect her man. And no matter how difficult life gets, if you have a woman who's by your side and you know truly loves you and truly wants the best for you, it gives you a source of power which you can't get from anywhere else in the universe.
Andrew could be the best female dating.
You're missing the chance to get points on the scoreboard, an easy free throw, and you're just fucking it up going, no, because it makes him look good. That's what men want. Status. Suck a dick, blah, blah, blah. Listen, dick can only be sucked in so many ways. I mean, let's be serious about this.
Have you had the Gok 3000?
No, this is actually a serious point, right? This is a very serious point because the Western world has collapsed in real time and it's a failed society. And one of the reasons it's a failed society is because of the over-sexualization, especially of females as a whole. If a woman comes up to me and goes, I'll be the best sex you ever had, I am fucking revolted. I don't want the best sex I've ever had. I want you to be pure and a virgin. You should know what sex is. Cook my fucking dinner. Shut up. Don't come and talk to me about fucking sucking dick. It's vile. It's disgusting. I don't want to hear that shit.
Can I say something?
I don't want to hear that shit. What I want is a woman who makes me look good. No woman who's running around talking.
I absolutely not really love women. I have nothing against women. I believe women are the most precious things on the planet. They create life. They should be protected. They should be provided for. I would never let a woman pay for a bill. I would never let a woman, if someone touched any of my women, I would stand up against 10 men by myself and risk my life to protect her. I believe that women are beautiful creatures. I just don't think that they're as emotionally calm as men in stressful situations. I don't think they can fight like a man can. And for the same reason, I would never drop my children in an all-male nursery. I think that's strange and weird. I would only drop them in an all-female nursery. Women do certain things and men do certain things. And we live in a world now where the whole idea of the roles has been conflated to the fact where if I come along and say women are better with children and men are better at fighting, that I'm somehow fucking sexist when it's clearly true. There's nothing wrong with stating the facts. It's the truth. I just wanted to say you are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, too. I just had to come over and let you know that I think you're absolutely beautiful.
The only things you can really say is thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just wanted to come and tell you that. I'm sure you hear it all the time.
You're welcome. You probably hear it all the time, honestly.
And I was wondering if I could have your Instagram.
But I just wanted to know if I can get your Instagram.
Every random motherfucker already follows her on Instagram. So why would she say no?
Yeah, it's Haley.com.
And after she gives me her Insta, this is the true test. I say, what's your name?
What's your name?
Haley.
I'll say, it's nice to meet you, Jade. I'll shake her hand.
Haley, nice to meet you.
And I'll wait 2 seconds. If she says, what's your name? She's on it. If she wants to know my name back, it's done. Game over.
Nick?
Andrew Tate reportedly arrested in Romania following police raid in relation to the abduction of 2 girls.
He wouldn't do that.
His brother have both been taken into custody.
He wouldn't do that. He owns a Bugatti.
And we're also hearing that
He wouldn't do that. He has a Bugatti. He's a top G. He's a top G. He has a Bugatti.
And the situation.
I want to hear this little baby. Tristan.
My baby boy. Andrew, come here, boy.
You proud of those boys, aren't you?
Yeah, Andrew. Come here. Look at the camera, boy.
Hey, Andrew.
What you got for daddy? You ain't never too big for daddy. You don't like that son, boy?
Oh, look at Tristan.
Baby.
My father said this in 2012, 10 years ago. Imagine now. I don't want to be seen as a threat to the elites to the point where they believe I have to die. I want to be seen as a positive force for the world. And I'm going to stick true to my mission. I'm going to trust in God because I don't see what else I can do.